Hi, welcome to another video on my pneumatic hand and robotic arm with gears and controller and compressor. In this episode I want to focus on three things. First of all, the elbow. Problem is that because of increased weight, this part of the elbow is sinking. As you can see, it should be this, and it easily shifts down to this. So I need to find a fix for that. Next thing is the hand, and more precisely the combination thumb and finger, index finger, because if let me show it better, if I make the index finger straighten up, this is what happens. It gets stuck here and it can get stuck here and finally here. So I need to solve this problem somehow. It should get back as easy as this one and this one. So some reconstruction is needed. And finally I need to pay attention to the worm gear for the arm, and that is perhaps the easiest topic. The problem is that because of the weight, the worm gear is shifting and getting dislocated. So the point is to fix the worm wheel in its position, because last time the worm wheel, instead of turning the wheel, it dislocated itself. And the solution is quite easy, but it needs to be done. So let's reposition the camera and see how this can be done. So right now the worm wheel, between the worm wheel and this holder is a gap, and it should be quite easy to shift this here. Yes, it is as easy. So now the axis sticks out more and the arm and the worm wheel should stay in place. That is, if this axis sticks in here in a good way. So let me test this, and I will move the camera a little bit backwards so the hand won't touch the camera, hopefully, and let's run it. I'm using the diagnosis software for this. Alright, so far so good. I should turn it up the speed. And it actually looks quite good. Yes. So, up to next topic, the hand. So, the problem with the thumb and the index finger are like first this, lifting it makes it getting stuck here, and that's not good. So first of all, although I don't like it, I will remove this. See if that solves anything like amputation of a fingertip. But then again, this problem remains. An old saying is, if you're an engineer, your fix is duct tape. Well, in this case, I don't want to do that. What I can do, and there goes a bit of a problem, is replacing this corner piece, because the switch has to stay and the piston has to stay. So reposition the camera a bit. I can't shorten the piston, and it still has to do it like this. So I'm going to replace this corner piece by this assembled piece, hoping it will fix, and putting it like this. This will hold the switch, and that should fix it. Will it? The only thing I can do is try. So, first, taking this off, and shifting this in. Now the problem is also, if you look at it, this is longer, so this will have to go more towards the hinge. The question is, will it work? Well, not like this anyway. So I will have to shift like this. But the risk is then, let's see, that it won't be as shut as all the others. So is this really the solution? Looking at it like this, it won't even close, or will it? With this tip on it. Yeah, it will still have to get close past the finger. So This is one. And now if you look at it, it won't even touch it. So can I take this a little back? Let's say halfway, then the hinge a bit in this direction. Ah, look at that. Not really my idea of something that works. So I have to shift it in anyway. So the 60 degrees, I thought it would solve it, doesn't solve it. Nope. Alright, a little bit further in. Alright, now with this spring in the piston, it has enough power, spring power, to get in. A little bit backwards. Oops, that's too much. Alright, that should be enough. Or is it? Nope, still not good. Shifting it further in. So this is play as you go, try as you go. Still not going good. And now it is. And then let's see if it actually works. And for this to see if it works, I will use the compressor only. So using the diagnostics again. Kom op. And once again I had to wiggle the wire a bit because the compressor motor wouldn't start. Anyway, you can hear it loudly. Let's press this one. Well, the switch works, as I can see on the diagnostics interface, but I get no response. So that's not so good. Then switch on the index finger. Nothing either. Next finger. So why is there no compression? Really strange this. All the switches respond normally, but without any compression going, the fingers won't move. And now there's a problem with the compressor. Alright. There's really a problem with the compressor. And I think the compressor wheel has come off. So yeah, that needs a fix first. But as you can see, things go wrong and you won't notice it until you actually try something. So although this mostly works, a problem has shown up. So let's go here. And this is moving too freely. So let's see if this can be fixed soon enough. Alright, let's do it again. Yep. That seems to be fixed. Higher speed. Nope. It slips again. Okay, I need a solution for this, but how? That's a very good question. I fixed the compressor for now, so let's test it. And if this doesn't hold, I have to reconstruct it. Yes, that's what I'm afraid of. It's running off the axis. And that means that I will have to reconstruct it in the way that, since the axis is only, let me take it off again. Since the axis is only this long, I have to move this wheel somewhere here. So that means complete reconstruction of the compressor. And that needs stability as well. Probably a longer axis for this. So how this is going to end up, I'm not quite sure yet, but for now I have no compression, and that also has its influence, of course, for what I started with, the hand. So unfortunately I can only test it by hand now, like I did before, and even this is doubtful, but the only solution I can come up with right now. Which brings me to the third original topic of this episode, which is the elbow. And well, the elbow has to be reconstructed for its structure, because it just sinks in. And the big question is, how can I do that? I put this one over here, and the best way to do it is something where I can stick a pin in, although I'm not quite sure of that. Here it's sinking in as well, just not as quickly, but the result is that the arm is not horizontal anymore, so that is the biggest pain. I really have to think about it. The whole reason to construct it like this was to get it out of the way of the wiring. So these have to be free. So a solution may just be to take these in again, put them like here and here, and have this one in between, just like the other side, just higher. And that also means that this has to take a part in between this one and this one. So I think I'll just do that. Let's see how I can get that. It's quite heavy now with this weight on it. Let's see. This will stay here. Yeah, that's going to be so. That is one thing. Taking it out. Shifting it. This in. Shifting. Putting this in its place. So I have to get this one out. And then I forget this one. Because it has to stay in the same place. Otherwise the arm is very well, not horizontally, let me put it that way. Alright, now I can put this one in, and let's say this one, this is not good, because now I have a vertical point there. That's never good. must be horizontal. Then this one must be horizontal as well. This one too. This one slides right in. And with this part in here, and that's it. Well, this low it will never get, but for now it's safe. So, back where we started originally, just a little bit wider, and then I'm talking about this. It's free to move, I hope. Usually it comes like this, so all wires are free, and that's what it is about. Good. So now I've had the elbow, I've had the fingers, which kind of work, and I've had this worm gear, which leaves the compressor. So yeah, how to deal with that? Not quite sure. The main problem with this compressor is the length of the axis for as long as it sticks out. The best way to mount a gear like this is with the axis through and through. And with this gear, that's a problem because it has little rods sticking out, so it has to be mounted like this. And even without this ring, it is a problem, and has been. It just barely fits. So it comes about like here and not all the way through. So if it is wearing out, well, this isn't wearing out anyway. I checked it with this metal rod and it doesn't give in. Is this wearing out? When I feel it, I don't feel like it. Well, it's not feeling like it's wearing out. If so, I have a problem because I don't have another one. So I will have to reconstruct it. Make sure this is in the middle and see what happens. But that's for another time, because I first have to figure out how to reconstruct it. And given the limited space I have here, I don't know if it's going to be a piece of cake or that's going to be a nightmare. But that's something for next time. For now, thank you for watching. A recap on this video is, of course, compressor, the elbow reconstruction, index finger and thumb being well, more or less fixed now, and this worm gear for the arm. yeah, as said, the compressor next time. So I let it run, but given the fact that the compressor is not doing anything now, not much fun. What can I say more? If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I am also on Instagram and Twitter if you don't want to subscribe for any reason. Also see my website with more interesting projects, and if you want to make a small donation to keep this blog alive, see also my website. And this is certainly going to be continued. Bye bye.